Hello folks, and welcome to the flipped video for 3.7 and 3.8 percent equations and change. The first thing we want to talk about is a very important formula. It's called P times Q equals R. We did this in the first week of school with our foldable, so what I want to tell you is that P is the percent in decimal form, Q is the total quantity, and R is the remainder or the result. So let's try a few examples. What is 25% of 80? So the thing that you have to think about is that this is always going to be PQ equals R. Here is the P, 25% of 80. When you see the word of, that's your time symbol, and then when you see the word, or after the word of, this would be your Q. So all you simply do is take 0.25 times it by 80. So 0.25 times 80 is, this would be 20. The next one, 3 is 75% of what? 3 is 75% of what? So to find this one, you have to, 3 is 75% of what? 75% is the P, so there's the 0.75. Of what? I don't know, so of what? That'd be X. Is means equal, and 3. So then to solve this, you just divide both sides by 0.75. So X is 3 divided by 0.75. So that is equal to 4. Okay, the next one is what percent of 44 is 11? What percent? I don't know what that is. Of 44, that's the Q. So 44 times the percent, which we'll call X, is 11. So now we just simply take and divide both sides by 44. So X is equal to what 11 divided by 44 is. You get 0.25, which is 25%. The last one we're going to talk about is 16% of what is 200. So 16 is the P, or 0.16 is the P, of what X is 200. Now to solve that one, you just divide both sides by 0.16. And so 200 divided by 0.16 is 1,250. So let's take a look at a couple of the story problems. Suppose you work at a computer store, you earn 5% commission on everything you sell. How much do you earn on the computer you sell for 1,900? So in order to do this, what you need to do is think about which one is the P, which one is the Q, and which one is the R. You work at a computer store, you earn 5%. There is your P, so that would be 0.05. On everything you sell, how much do you earn on a computer you sell for $1,900? So 0.05, and it's going to be times 1,900, and that is equal to what you get, your R. So 5% of 1,900 is 95. So you get $95 in commission. Let's take a look at the next one. 2P sells cars. He earns $145 a week in salary plus 8% commission in 1 week. He sells $3,600 worth of cars. How much does he earn? Now, there's a few things that you want to take a look at here. One of them is this right here, the $145 a week. That is completely separate from the PQR problem. So if we're to do this, he gets an 8% commission, so there's your P, that's 0.08. He sells $36,000 worth of cars, so you take $36,000, and that is equal to R. So 8% times 36,000 is 2,880, so 2,880, but then you have to add his $145 per week. So his total amount of money that he earns is $3,025. Not too bad. Let's take a look at something else. In your foldable, you saw this formula as well, the simple interest formula. It is I equals PRT. I is the total amount, P is the principal amount, which is your starting cash. R is the percent rate as a decimal, and T is time in years. So really, it's just an application of PQR. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a couple of the story problems there. Suppose you invested $900 for 2 years. You earned $67.50 in simple interest. What was the annual rate of interest? Okay, so for this one, you invested $900. This one you're using the I equals PRT. 900 would be the principal, and then 2 is the T, and the interest is 67. So 67.50 is the I. So let's fill in the blanks. So you got 67.5 equals, we don't know the percent, or no, I'm sorry, the principal is 900. We don't know the percent, so we'll call that X, and time is 2. So if you rewrite this, this is 67.5 is equal to 1,800 X. Now to solve this for X, what you need to do is just go ahead and divide both sides by 1,800. So 67.5 divided by 1,800 is, looks like it is 0.0375. This is equal to X. Now you need to write this as a percentage, so it's 3.75%. So 3.75% interest is what you received on that investment. Let's look at the next story. If you place $1,500 in a savings account drawing 7% simple interest, how much could you expect to earn in 10 years? So the formula is I equals PRT. In this case, they did not give us the I. They gave us the principal, which is 1,500. They gave us the rate, which is 0.07. And they gave us the time, which is 10. So then this is just plugging it in your calculator and seeing what you get. 1,500 times 0.07 times 10. And that gets you 1,050. Now this 1,050 is free money. That means that you get a grand total of $2,550. 2,550. You already have the 1,500, but this right here, is $1,050 of totally free money. So that concludes the PQR portion of it. But what I do want to move on to is talking about the percent change. When you're talking about percent change, this is a change in the amount from its original. So a percent increases if it increases from the original amount, and a percent decreases if the value is smaller than the original amount. We use division to show percent of change. Now there is a nice little formula that I will help you out with, and it is basically this. It is percent of change is the new amount divided by the old amount multiplied by 100. If you can remember that formula, if you can remember this formula right here, you should be fine for all percent change problems. Let's take a look at a couple. Okay, this one says that your grade average for algebra changed from an 88 to a 94. What is the percent of change in this average? So to do that, you take the new over the old. The new is 94 over the old, which is an 88. So you have 94 divided by 88, which you get 1.068, but then you multiply that by 100, and you have 106.8%. But the change is 106.8%. It is just the 6.8% change. Okay? The next thing it says is, would the percent of change be the same if his grade changed from 78 to 84? Well, let's take a look. The change from 78 to 84, the new is 84, and then the old is 78. So if you do 84 divided by 78, you get 1.07, which is 107%, but the percent change is 7%. So it actually, you have a higher percent change with the smaller numbers. That's pretty interesting.